Machine Repeat uses industry-leading digital marketing to move your inventory. Get more from your marketing dollar with machinerepeat.com.
80% shelf availability on what we call the high-moving bread, butter parts. And that's a moving target because of the different models. There's new models moving in, models moving out. So it's a constant ebb and tide that the parts manager and the director of parts need to work on almost every quarter and every 6 months. It's a huge undertaking. I call the parts department our vault because it's all paid for. There's about $500,000 of parts, 500,000 of parts on hand here. Well, you're looking at a number of 1 part and 9. It's called 1 and 9. If the part doesn't move in 1 part does not move in 9 months, then it does not. The take rate, sell rate, take rate to get off the shelf immediately dives after 9 months. Also, if you have 2 hits in 6 months on that part, you need to stock it. 2 and 6. Well, the 1 and 9 is a kind of an industry standard. We had some consultants come in, but also working with our director of parts and stuff. That's his kind of metrics. But yeah, you should have 3 to 4 turns a year, at least 4. So if you're in 6 months, you've had 2 hits on that part. You better be stocking it now on there. So if you should have 4 turns a year at least in your parts department. We're about 1.2. Not a month. That's 1.2 times a year. That's an ebb and tide too. It depends on the product. It depends on the year. It depends on what we're getting shipped in. It depends on the manufacturer. Service department, we have director of service, we have a service manager, and we currently have 2 service writers, 1 shop foreman, and 1 technical type foreman out there. It's kind of a computer guy, a technical guy that we need to have on staff with all the computers in the tractors now. DriveIn, we write the work order up and we try to get to the product, the problem, and to the customer in 36 hours, first of all, with an estimate. And at that time, that estimate is more or less either emailed or text over or faxed the old way for approval. And then once the approval comes back, now that sometimes is the holdup of the flow of the shop, because a customer sometimes will take a couple days. Their wife doesn't like them fixing their tractor that much on there. So that becomes a holdup. Number 2, the flow then comes, once approved, it comes back in, then they order the parts. Then the customer has the ability to tell us overnight, 2nd day, 3rd day, ground, or stock order. Stock order takes up to 10 days on there, so they don't have to pay freight. So then at that point, then the parts are come in, and then it is scheduled to go to a technician at that point. Far as incentives, right now we do not have any incentives in the shop. We're always looking at different schedules or different plans. Personally, I'd rather have everybody on commission. I think everybody would do a better job. I think the world should be on commission. Huge problem. I say that. It's a shortage, but how you got to go about it is really you got to grow your own. You got to get them at a young age, get them out of the tech school, get them off the farm, give them a good place to work, give them good training, and you got to grow them and challenge them. They want to be trained, and they want to be challenged, and they want a good work atmosphere. And I think the fourth thing, good leadership. I think that's the other side. And that comes from a good director of service, good service manager, shop foreman. Good teacher. Good teacher. Coaching, does a good job coaching, does a good job and knows the product. You have to first know the product before you can teach it.